happy Saturday. We are continuing on the 12 first volumes of Christmas series with part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, go check it out. And if you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Zoe and this is my channel, Ms. Manga, where I talk a lot about manga. And yeah, I got my Christmas mug full of tea if you would like to grab your hot beverage and get super cozy with me as I talk about these first volume reads that I really enjoyed. And if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button, as well as subscribing to the channel for more content. I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone who has subscribed, especially like recently. I've had like the biggest surge, I feel like, in like maybe my entire time on YouTube. So thank you so much to everyone who subscribed, because yeah, it's really exciting to see this channel grow. And I hope you do enjoy more content on here. And with that being said, let's get into it. First up, I have an honorable mention again. These just don't quite make my favorite first volume reads, but I just want to give them a little shout out. And that's how I felt again about Innocent. So I had seen these covers floating around the internet for eons, and I'd always been intrigued by the artwork. And then we got Midnight Children from this mangaka earlier this year, and I really enjoyed that. So I was very excited for them releasing another one. I wish it wasn't an omnibus, because honestly, it's more of a pain to read, especially with this mangaka, because every panel is literally a piece of art and I want to like take it all in, but I don't want to crack a spine, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's hard to really enjoy it. I have to take my time. And for the purposes of my challenge, I only read the first volume. This is, 3 volumes in one. So I didn't want to, read all 3 volumes, because even though it says it's the first omnibus, it felt like cheating when I'm only reading 1 volume of the other series I'm talking about on here. But yeah, so even though I liked Midnight Children better, I also thoroughly loved the artwork in this one as well. Just, yeah, I mean, the story is also very interesting, but we don't have a supernatural element that I think made me a little bit more excited in Midnight Children. We have a more historical fiction look at a family of executioners in Paris, France, and their oldest son is being, kind of made to take over this family business that he wants no part of. It's very bleak and pretty tragic, just the first volume. And I have to give some trigger warnings, especially for blood and gore, as well as abuse. There is a lot of physical. There's also others mentioned throughout. So if you, are sensitive to that, I would just not pick this one up. If you don't mind, or even if you enjoy darker stories, then I definitely think you should check this one out, or, Midnight Children, but preferably both. They're both really interesting and unique, and the stories definitely stand on their own, and the beautiful artwork just ties it all together in a nice bow. Okay, moving on to the favorites. I have 3 favorites again. I don't know why that keeps working out that way, but I'm just gonna roll with it. And first up, we have Sword of the Demon Hunter. So I have to say, I don't love historical fiction period piece manga that takes place in Edo, Japan a lot. There are exceptions to this rule. But there's been a lot of like samurai type stories and such that I just didn't vibe with, and I kind of got bored with. And yeah, so I hesitated in picking this up because of the cover art. and yet I kept being drawn to this to this because of the cover art. So I eventually read the summary and my mind was completely made up that I wanted to check this out, because though we do begin our story, and this entire first volume does take place in Edo period Japan, there is promises of our main character traversing space and time, so color me intrigued. And yeah, so anyway, in this first volume, we are introduced to Jinta, and he has dedicated his life to protecting the priestess in this remote mountain village. And the priestess is like his childhood friend. He cares about her deeply. And he also has a sister that has some mysteries surrounding her and who he, cares about. And it seems that all of these mysteries are coming to a head when he encounters a demon who has a level of intelligence that he's never encountered before. And that going forward, I think, will be the catalyst for what's to come and for these mysteries he uncovers to unravel his life, as the summary on the back promises. I'm just excited for more to come, especially when it talks about how Jinta's dark destiny will carry him through hundreds of years of history. Yeah, I love time travel one. I'm such a sucker for it. So yeah, I was hooked in on that premise. And just like, I don't know, the atmosphere of this first volume, it felt very like melancholic, and it drew me in. Like, I am like kind of nervous about what's to come. Like, is this series gonna rip my heart out? Like, I have like fears that it's gonna be like really like sad. I don't know, I just get that feeling from the setup. But I also am just so curious about how it's going to play out, and it just has an interesting premise, so I'm totally on board and excited to read more. And let me know if you've read any of the light novel, because I'm really interested and I'm curious. I want to know if I should pick that one up. I was thinking about this that like I cut out all the parts of me drinking the tea, so like I could just hold a cup with no tea in it. But like there's actual tea in it, I don't know, random thoughts in my head. But anyway, let's move on to my second pick for my favorite read, and that was this just simply cute and fluffy sheep princess in wolf's clothing. This was a cover buy. I was immediately drawn into this, like so cute, and the back just adds to the fluffy. And yeah, that's what this volume is. It is fluffy Yuri romance. There's really not much to the story, so if you like more story-driven romances or in general, maybe you won't be as excited about this one as I am. But sometimes you need that like cute little fluffy read that is not very dramatic or heavy on plot, and it just makes you smile. So yeah, that's what this one was for me. It's a love story between a flustered wolf woman butler and a stubborn sheep princess. So they have this cute little meet cute when our wolf butler Aki saves the princess Momo from a giant like savage looking wolf that appears. But other than that, it mostly just focuses on these two cute girls. I love their dual personalities. They complement each other so well. And there wasn't like a lot of spice in this one, but it was a cute little steamy moment. And I definitely think there will be more spice to come. But for now, it started off on a pretty wholesome note. Aki is afraid of getting too close to Momo because she's a princess, and Aki's just a butler. She treats Momo kind of with kid gloves, but Momo is very much infatuated and interested in getting closer and closer with Aki. So yeah, I mean, the art is just fluffy and adorable and precious, like every panel. And yeah, if you're just in the mood for a light, fluffy Yuri romance with a little dash of fantasy because of the different species and cute ears, I love it. Then I think you should give this one a try. It's so cute. It is quite thin for the price, but I honestly might reread it like sooner than later because it is just that cute. Like, it's just a dose of dopamine to your brain. And last up, and my most favorite read of this, you know, batch of first volumes, I'd have to say, is Nightfall Travelers Leave Only Footprints. I don't know why this one just sucked me in, and it was pretty like a simple story, but so like heartwarming and like touching in the like just cute little moments between these girls. I fell in love. I can't wait for volume 2. It's coming out next year and I'm like, I need it. So the summary on the back as urban exploration is best done at dusk. So the story begins with Nina Mori, who is part of the newspaper club, and she has been assigned to explore these suspicious, haunted even places around their town and report on the urban legends and what she discovers there. So she's kind of nervous, you know, to go explore these places at dusk by herself. So when she gets back to her classroom, she sees that there's still one student left at her desk, and that is Amemura. And she is a transfer student, so she hasn't really been at the school long, and Nina Mori doesn't know her very well, but rather than be alone, she just decides to go for it and ask her if she would accompany her on her mission to explore one of these haunted, spooky destinations. And, you know, she agrees. So they go off and explore, and they just really enjoy each other's company. They feel like comfortable with each other right away, which, like, it's always a good experience when you can just like be comfortable with someone like right away. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know if it's going in a Yuri direction or just in a really good like friend direction, but yeah, I can't say I feel anything quite romantic from them, but I wouldn't be mad at it if it went in a romantic route. I'm just saying, like, it could also be just a really sweet story about friendship between these two girls. So I would be happy with either. Anyway, the art is just so captivating. I like that. Again, okay, it was a cover by. Look at this art. Like, look at this cover. Like, the sunset, the colors, just mwah, it's beautiful. I was like, it popped up somewhere, like, I don't know if it was Instagram or where, but it went completely under my radar before then. And I like took one look at it and I'm like, oh, I like that. It was like a really good deal for a used copy on Amazon. So I just pulled the trigger and bought it. Impulse buy for the win. Yeah, it really was. It was just such a nice time getting to see these destinations in their town through their eyes, and the scenery is drawn so well. And it really truly feels like you're exploring the town and experiencing these new places with them. And yeah, it's just, my favorite is when they round the corner and the pages go from the traditional black and white to some beautiful color inserts, like, that feature this beautiful sunset. And it's just perfect. Like, yeah, it just blew me away. Like, it's simple perfection is what I would say. If you want just like a cozy, a little bit mysterious, but nothing creepy, nothing dark, just cool vibes and sweet female protagonists to follow, then yeah, I definitely would pick this one up. I am excited, and I am so happy that I just impulsively bought this one. So yeah, those were the first volumes I wanted to talk about on here, and I hope that you had a enjoyable, cozy time listening, watching, you know, whatever you do. And thanks so much for joining me. I hope to see you next Saturday when I do part 3. I realized that I have slightly miscalculated that my 25 first volumes of Christmas is going to go till Christmas, and next Saturday's part 3 was supposed to be the last part of this first volume, 12 first volumes of Christmas series on here. Doesn't quite link up, so you might be seeing a part 4 eventually on the last Saturday in December, but we shall see. I hope you're all having a lovely month of December. My nose is like December. I hope you're all having a lovely month of December, and I will hopefully see you for my Manga Monday video and next Saturday as well. So until then, bye!